For Comedy Hype News, I'm Dom Smith. The Bernie Mac Show was a clear picture of the modern American family, based on Mac's own stand-up set where he takes in 3 of his sister's kids after she enters rehab. On the show, Bernie didn't have any children of his own, so much of the plots and humor came from Bernie's unique style of parenting. This is where we heard sayings like, "Beat the kids till the white meat shows." All 3 of Bernie's nieces and nephews gave Bernie headaches, as they seemed to have problems with new authority. When they first got to their Uncle Bernie's house, they found out very quickly that Bernie Mac don't play. By far, the most interesting relationship on the show was between Bernie Mac and his nephew Jordan. The two were polar opposites and on a surface level seemed to have nothing in common. This explains the complicated relationship between Jordan Tompkins and Uncle Bernie. Out of the 3, Jordan is definitely the outcast, interested in bugs and magic tricks as opposed to sports and women, the things that Bernie would like him to be interested in. Jordan's hobbies often embarrassed Bernie and he would occasionally distance himself because of it.
I did tell you my sister kid, right? Yeah, y'all know the story. You know, she's on crack.
Jordan is small for his age, which usually causes him to get picked on by other kids in his class, sometimes even his own sisters. Jordan is asthmatic, lactose intolerant, and he wears glasses. Nothing wrong with glasses. Jordan's nerdy and mischievous demeanor completely contrasted with Bernie's hard, straightforward, old-school approach, which made Jordan the perfect foil for Bernie Mac. A foil is a character archetype that serves as a contrast to another character, usually the protagonist, in order to highlight qualities of one another. In this case, Bernie is the protagonist and has the complete opposite personality of his foil, Jordan. Throughout the show, Bernie's attempts to raise Jordan and teach him about women, sports, and how to be a man always fall short because of the differences between the two. It's clear that Bernie is a strong black man. Jordan, on the other hand, was brought up differently.
You know that boy needs something, Wanda. He's soft.
He is not soft.
He is.
Jordan is a gentle soul. He doesn't like fighting, he likes magic tricks.
Despite Jordan and Bernie's differences, Bernie loved his nephew and treated him like he was his own kid, sometimes to his own detriment.
I understand trying to relive your past glories at your age, 60, 65.
I ain't no 65.
50, 55.
Who the hell told this boy I'm 50?
There was the time where Jordan didn't make the basketball team but instead found a passion for gymnastics. Bernie was disappointed Jordan wouldn't be on the basketball team, but was supportive of Jordan doing gymnastics, until he found out what that really meant for Jordan. Bernie was embarrassed for Jordan even though Jordan was really proud of himself. When Jordan overhears Bernie and his friends making fun of him, he quits gymnastics and forces himself to practice basketball even though it's clear he isn't interested. In the first season episode, The Main Event, Jordan found himself getting bullied at school. Bernie decided to teach him how to stand up for himself, but the plan backfired when Jordan himself became the bully by doing everything Bernie told him to do. The conclusion that they came up with was that Bernie himself was also the bully. Bullying requires you to be aggressive towards other people, asserting dominance and invoking fear in others. That fear is sometimes confused with respect. Even though Jordan wasn't Bernie's biological son, Jordan constantly sought out the approval of his Uncle Bernie. An example of this would be in the episode Hall of Fame, where Jordan joined his school football team just so he could get a trophy and show his uncle. What Jordan didn't tell Bernie was that everyone on the team gets a trophy just for participating. Eventually, Bernie figured out the only reason Jordan joined the team in the first place was to make his uncle proud. It took Jordan a long time to feel comfortable enough to embrace his weird interests. Another example is in Jordan Spells Funny. In the episode, Jordan realizes that making people laugh is more fun than leaning into his actual talent of being a spelling bee champion. Jordan is discovered to be an ace speller at school, but doesn't want to join the spelling team out of fear of being lumped in with the rest of the geeks and losers on the spelling team. Jordan is always worried about how other people perceive him. Bernie explains to Jordan that he has a gift. He can do something better than even his Uncle Bernie. When Jordan passes out during his first competition, Bernie gives Jordan the advice to use humor to overcome his stage fright. Jordan decides to spell the word booger on stage to break the ice before he spells his assigned word. After the competition, Jordan completely misses the point of Bernie's advice and decides that spelling isn't for him, and instead, he wants to be a comedian. Jordan quits the spelling team and joins the school talent show as a stand-up comedian with half-baked material. Jordan quickly learns that making people laugh on command isn't as easy as it looks.
Comedy is hard.
It sure is.
You make it look so easy.
You make spelling look easy. Baby, everybody got their own gift, Jordan.
Jordan can understand the value of what Bernie does for a living. It's not magic, it's hard work, and it takes an innate talent, a talent different from his own. Throughout the series, Bernie tries to apply his own life experiences to Jordan, so he can live up to Bernie's standard of what being a man is supposed to look like.
What are you teaching him?
I'm teaching him how to be a man.
These methods never work on Jordan because Bernie grew up in an environment completely different than the one Jordan is growing up in. In the episode I Don't Want to Be a Player No More, Jordan's emotional honesty and sincere approach to getting the attention of his crush makes Bernie uncomfortable when he sees Jordan turning the rope for her while she's double dutching. Bernie comes to the conclusion that Jordan doesn't have a girlfriend. He is the girlfriend. To help Jordan get the girl of his dreams, Bernie enrolls Jordan in Mac 101, which Jordan fails miserably. When Jordan gets invited by his crush to the movies for a date, Bernie gives Jordan money to pay for everything. He suggests Jordan and his crush see a scary movie, but they wind up watching a romance film instead. Further complications occur when Bernie suggests that Jordan go full cold and manipulative to get his crush to go to the dance with him, which leaves Jordan heartbroken after his crush tells him she doesn't even want to be his friend anymore since he's become so mean. In the end, Bernie discovers that Jordan isn't soft. Jordan is just himself, and that's a lot different than Bernie's macho-first strategy. Bernie's masculine energy leads him astray once more when he uses Vanessa's new boyfriend to get Jordan into sports. In Love Bug, Vanessa gets a new boyfriend named Reggie that Bernie does not approve of. Bernie is about to end the whole situation until he finds out that Reggie has gotten Jordan into baseball. Bernie proceeds to let Vanessa think she has a boyfriend, while monopolizing much of the young man's time by having him hang out with Jordan as much as possible, in order to increase his interest in sports. After Vanessa and Reggie realize the game that Bernie is trying to play, they do their best to try and manipulate Bernie's obsession with Reggie and Jordan. But when Bernie finds Reggie and Vanessa sunbathing by the pool, Bernie literally chases Reggie away. Both characters were complete opposites. Bernie and Jordan can be viewed as two sides of one coin, two ends of one bridge of masculinity. Bernie is a poker-playing, cigar-smoking boss man. Bernie was a man who was raised in the 60s and 70s by the principles of Big Mama. Jordan, on the other hand, was raised in the 2000s and is used to a different kind of discipline. Jordan is a bug-collecting, trouble-causing geek. To Bernie, Jordan was from a different world.
Well, you gotta stop being so weird. You don't want to be known as the crazy bug boy, the strange kid in the playground to eat bugs.
I don't eat them.
It's just a matter of time.
Bernie was inspired by the gut punch of James Brown's authoritative charisma, a man's man in the complete sense. Jordan was growing up at a time where men were telling their confessions and ripping their shirt off in the rain. Watching their relationship showed viewers that there's nothing wrong with either approach. Like I said before, the series is based on the comedy stylings of its star. In real life, Mac took in his wife's niece, Tanya, and her daughter, Monique, for 2 years in the 90s. In a 2001 interview, Mac explained his approach to the series. It's a whole different thing now, man. See, now it's a new breed, and that's what the show is about. I think now, since my daughter's generation, we dropped the ball, and we're going backwards. We reward our kids for everything. We pat them on the head for doing wrong. Teachers cannot teach our kids. It's our kids' teachers that we're having problems with, because if someone says something about our kid, we blow a gasket. We're not cooperative at all. We're not helpful. Not being your child's friend, but instead your child's parent, was something that Bernie wanted to get across in the series. When the series debuted in November 2001, many critics pointed out that Bernie wasn't your typical TV parent. Some even criticized the show and accused the show of encouraging child abuse. Bernie and the show's producers shrugged it off, and they claimed they didn't understand politically incorrect comedy. The show got the last laugh when the show's creator Larry Wilmore won an Emmy for writing, and the show itself won 3 NAACP Image Awards for Outstanding Comedy Series. Bernie took home 4 awards for Outstanding Actor, and actress Camille Winbush has 3 of her own for acting as well. Bernie's parenting methods drew more comparisons to Roseanne than The Cosby Show. With all the differences, there were still plenty of life lessons that were taught on the Bernie Mac show. Bernie himself said that the show taught him how to be a better parent. It taught him how to be more compassionate and to be more open-minded. Without a doubt, this applied to Bernie's relationship with his real-life daughter Janice, who stated in a Comedy Hype interview that her real personality was just like Jordan's. Parenting is something that never comes easy. The Mac family didn't have it all figured out, but if Bernie's relationship with Jordan is an indicator, they did all right for themselves. Stay up to date with the latest news and comedy by subscribing here to our YouTube channel, and follow Comedy Hype across all social media. For Comedy Hype News, I'm Dom Smith.